Okay, now we're at the 8th grade percent proportion review video. So let's take a look. Now we've got some different symbols. We're always going to circle the part, square the whole, and triangle the percent. You can also use these 3 different colors to help you when you're reading a word problem. Okay? So we circle the part, square the whole, triangle the percent. Let's write this down in our notes right now. Write this exact example down in your notes. Okay, let's give it a try using those new symbols. We're going to circle the is, square the of or the whole, and triangle the percent. So what is 45% of 60? What is? I guess we don't know what is, so that's going to be my variable. 45%. I've got a percent here, so I'm going to square it. It's 45, and percent is always out of 100. And then I have of 60. So I've got my square. 60 goes on the bottom here. So my next step is cross multiply. Who wants to give it a try? Okay, let's cross multiply. Follow our arrows. So we've got 60 times 45 equals x times 100, which leaves us with 2700 is equal to 100x. Now I need to isolate my variable. So I'm going to divide by 100. Divide by 100, which leaves me with, sorry, I ran out of room, x equals 27. So in 8th grade, we start to see more part words. So instead of just is, other part words can be tax. That would be money added on to something you pay for. Tip, like when you go to a restaurant and you pay for your meal and your waitress was really good, so you leave her a tip. Or discount, like when you go to the store and you have a coupon or there's a big sale. So those are some of our part words. Some more whole words. Instead of just of, we have the subtotal. So like when you pay tax or tip, you add that on to the original price, giving you your subtotal. And again, I just use this word, original price. That would be the original price of the total bill. Okay? So whole is always the total, what we're looking for. So let's try this word problem. The jeans you want to buy are $20, and you have a 10% off coupon. So here, I broke it down for you again, like we've been doing before. So I have what is blank percent of blank. This might help you with your setup. So what would go in those 2 blanks? I'm looking for percent and of. Let's use our symbols now to see what we do have. What would be the whole? What is the whole? If you say $20, then you would be right. What else do we have in this problem that we know? We know that we have a 10% coupon. Remember where percent always goes, and remember where our whole always goes. So let's go ahead and fill in those blanks. So what is 10% of 20? There we go. What I want you to do now is I want you to set up your proportion so that we can check off number 1. Good. So we know 10% always goes here, the whole always goes on the bottom, and we are looking for the part. Excellent. So now our next step is to solve. What do we need to do to solve? I I hope you said cross multiply. So we're going to have 100 and x is equal to 20 times 10. Okay, let's continue. 20 times 10 is 200, equal to 100x. Okay, let's isolate my variable. Got to get that x on its own. So I get rid of the 100. Do the same over here. So x is equal to 200 divided by 100 is going to leave us with 2. Now, is that all we have to do? No, it's not all we have to do. We've solved, but because we're dealing with a discount, and even if we are dealing with a tip, we need to add or subtract from the original amount.
Good morning, West Farm Regional.
So, what's our original amount? Our original, remember, that's a whole word. I hope you said our original amount was $20, okay?
7th grade.
Now comes the question. Are we going to add or subtract our new number from the original amount? Well, if it's a discount, you have a coupon, you would subtract. Good, so we're going to subtract our $2 from our $20, which is going to leave us with a total of $18, and that would be our answer. Now, if we had a tip or a tax, would we add or subtract from the original amount? Good, tip or tax is added on. Excellent. Let's try one. I hope you are paying attention because now it's your turn. Take out your scrap paper and let's try this one. Don't forget to use your symbols. Remember, part, percent, whole, and don't forget your steps. You're going to set up, cross multiply, isolate your variable, and then you're going to add or subtract from the original. Give it a try. All right, you spend $80 at Sears. You have a 20% off coupon. What is blank percent of blank? What do you end up paying at the register? So you spend $80. That's my whole amount. So I'm going to square it off. You have a 20% off coupon. That's my percent, so I'm going to triangle. So what is, my question is, what is 20% of 80? So what do you end up paying at the register? First step, let's set it up. I know my percent is always out of 100. I know my whole always goes in the bottom, so I'm looking for my part. Excellent. So, my notes down here remind me I need to cross multiply. Follow the arrows. So I have x times 100 equal to 80 and 20. So if I multiply those, I end up with 1600 equals 100x. Now I need to isolate my variable. So to get rid of the 100, get the x on its own, I do that. I do the same to the other side. So let me clear some space here. X ends up being 16. So now my last step, add or subtract from the original amount. What was my original amount? What was my original amount? My original amount was $80. And now, if I had a discount coupon, am I going to add or subtract from the original? Good, I am going to subtract my $16. And this is going to help me find my total amount that I'm going to pay. So let's do this. 0 minus 0, 0. Well, I'm going to have to borrow. 10 take away 6 is 4. 7 take away 1 is 6. So I end up paying $64. That's a pretty good discount coupon. So give me thumbs up, thumbs down. How many of you got this 100% correct? Excellent job. Let's try a different one. At Friendly's, your meal cost $28.60. If you leave a 20% tip, how much did you spend on your total meal? I want you to highlight the key parts using square, circle, triangle. I want you to set it up. Then I want you to solve with cross multiplication, isolating your variable. And lastly, I want you to tell me, are you going to add or subtract that answer from your original amount? And then I need you to tell me what the total you spent on your meal was. Ready, go.
Please excuse the interruption.
All right, so let's give this a go. Our meal was $28.60. That was our whole, right? So you should have squared it. My whole $28.60. And I want to leave a 20% tip. So you should have triangled that. So I know my percent is always out of 100. And I'm looking for my part, which is a tip, right? Okay, so my next step is to solve. Let's do some solving. So I'm going to cross multiply. So if I follow my arrows, I get 100 times x over here is equal to, I'm going to use my calculator. So I've got 2860 times 20 equals 572. I shouldn't have done that yet. 2860 times 20. Good. So I just did that math. That's 572. And then I have 100x. When I get here, I need to isolate that variable. I need to get it on its own. So I need to get rid of the 100 that's with it. I do the same thing to the other side. So x is equal to $5.72. Now, original. What was my original price? It was $28.60. Now, if it's a tip, I need to add it. I gave you that nice little clue right down there. So, let's do some adding. So, my total price paid is $34.32. Thumbs up. How many people got that answer? Excellent job. All right, challenge time. We're going to do one more. All right, here is your receipt. You guys had a nice dinner. All right. I want you to leave a 15% tip. A 15% tip. So go ahead. I want you to set up. I want you to solve. And then at the bottom, you either need to add or subtract from the original amount. I'm not going to tell you what you're going to do. You need to do this on your own. Ready, begin. All right, let's see what we got here. This color looks fun. All right, so we're looking for our part. We've got 15%. 15 is always out of 100. And then we have our total bill, $131.40. My goodness, you guys eat a lot. All right, let me give myself some more space. Okay, my first step, I need to cross multiply. So I have 131.40 times 15 is equal to x times 100. So Miss Lemon's going to use her calculator for this one. 131.40 times 15 is 1,971 is equal to 100x. Now I need to isolate my variable. So I got to get rid of that 100 to do that. I'm going to divide by 100. I do the same thing to the other side. So x equals $19.71. Now, am I done yet? No, because that's not all I'm going to leave, right? So at a restaurant, I would write down $19.71. And I'm going to add those two together. So let's see, 0 plus 1 is 1, 7, 11, 9, 10, 11. It's going to be 4 and 1. I end up with a total of $141.11. Who else got this? Excellent work. Great job, everyone. So now you have some notes. You've got a refresher. So you should be good to go on some of this for homework. And we're going to continue to build on our percent proportions. All right. See you next time.
Made with Doodlecast Pro.